No matter how long it takes, no matter how long they keep trying, we will not stop fighting. We have no quit.
Well, the lawyers for Karen Reed speaking out just moments after a mistrial was declared in the case. The defense seeing the moment as a win after the jury failed to come to a consensus during their 5 days of deliberations. Now, the legal saga has garnered attention nationwide.
And now it's prompting people to wonder what really comes next, especially in light of the lead investigator in the case, Trooper Michael Proctor, being relieved of his duty.
Of course, we've got team coverage live in Dedham. Our Alicia Palumbo will have more on Michael Proctor's future, but we're going to begin with NBC 10's Minash Kongwari. For the details on the mistrial, Minash, for now, prosecutors say they intended to retry the case here.
And really, it's a decision they made minutes after the judge declared that a mistrial was declared a mistrial for this case. And of course, it's uncertain how they plan to fight the case differently if they are to actually go through with it. They've yet to come on camera and speak to reporters about how they believe this first trial went. But in any event, they know that this court battle is not yet over. The decision to declare a mistrial comes after 5 days and more than 27 hours of deliberation. But it was not much of a surprise to those following the case. Last week, Friday, the jury alerted Judge Beverly Cannoni that a unanimous decision would be hard to reach, but she decided to send them back to deliberate anyway. Well, yesterday, she even read the Tui Rodriguez charge, a set of instructions normally read to a deadlocked jury. But in the end, the jury sending Cannoni this note.
Our perspectives on the evidence are starkly divided. Some members of the jury firmly believe that the evidence surpasses the burden of proof, establishing the elements of the charges beyond a reasonable doubt. Conversely, others find the evidence fails to meet this standard and does not sufficiently establish the necessary elements of the charges.
Now, of course, this decision is not a decision that either the defense or the prosecution would have liked to have in this case. But in that note, the jury went on to say if they continued to deliberate, it would have meant that some of them would have had to compromise their beliefs. So you can see the predicament that the judge was in. In any event, on July 22nd, we expect to learn what will happen next. That's when the judge has set a status hearing to determine next steps. But for right now, we're live here in Dedham. Minash Kongwari, NBC 10 Boston.
Thank you, Minash. Throughout the trial, the lead investigator in the case, Trooper Michael Proctor, has been in the spotlight for how he handled the investigation. His days on the witness stand also leading to intense scrutiny.
And then right now, Trooper Proctor is relieved of duty amid an ongoing federal investigation into his actions. Let's get right to NBC 10's Alicia Palumbo. Continues our team coverage from Dedham. Alicia, what's the latest here?
Well, Raul, as you know, this all unfolded just hours after Judge Beverly Cannoni declared a mistrial in Karen Reed's murder trial. Massachusetts State Police actually saying that they took immediate action to relieve Trooper Michael Proctor of duty and formally transfer him out of the Norfolk District Attorney's Office Detectives Unit. Now, this follows the department's previous decision to open an internal affairs investigation after information about serious misconduct emerged at trial. Now, this is effective on Sunday, July 7th, as his collective bargaining agreement requires 5 days' notice. Proctor is also entitled to a duty status hearing where he will learn his future with the department. Meanwhile, the attorney for another high-profile defendant, Brian Walsh, is filing motions about Proctor's conduct as an investigator into Anna Walsh's murder. So the fallout from all of this is far from over. NBC 10 investigators Kathy Curran was the only reporter to speak with Proctor and his wife after the mistrial was declared Monday.
Trooper Proctor, Kathy Curran from NBC 10. We'd like to ask you some questions. Do you think your actions impacted the outcome of the trial?
Get off of our lawn.
I'm not on your lawn. I'm on the street. Do you have anything you'd like to say?
I fully support my husband. Karen Reed is a murderer.
In a statement, Karen Reed's defense attorney, David Yannetti, said conduct has consequences. D.A. Morrissey backed this misogynist, corrupt cop, and 2 hours after he announced he will pursue a second trial against an innocent woman, state police announced Proctor had been relieved of duty because of serious misconduct that emerged in his testimony. As you said, there's also an ongoing federal investigation involving Proctor's conduct. We're live outside of Norfolk Superior Court. Alicia Palumbo, NBC 10 Boston.
Thank you, Alicia. For more on the Karen Reed mistrial, we have everything you need to know on our website, NBC10Boston.com, and on our free mobile app. We'll also continue to dig deep into the aftermath of this trial on Canton Confidential. That's all this week at 7 here on NBC 10 Boston.